What's up, guys? Welcome to Neek, which stands for Nerd/Geek. If that relates to you, I would consider clicking that subscribe button. Sorry this video is kind of late. I just went and saw a bunch of my extended family over the last week, so I couldn't record this video, and that's why this video is a week late. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about Space Force, which is the brand new comedy show, Netflix original, created by the person who created The Office and also worked on Parks and Rec, created that, and a bunch of other TV shows. And obviously, if you've seen some of my videos, you will know that I'm a big Office and Parks and Rec fan. So I was pretty excited to see this, especially with Steve Carell and the rest of the cast they assembled. So, what are my thoughts on it? So overall, I thought the show was pretty good. Not Office or Parks and Rec level, but neither of those first seasons were, like, great. And the show is very watchable. Like, you'll never really be bored or anything. You can binge through it. And you won't be like, I just need to finish this off. This is just so bad or anything. Or you won't be so bored. So very watchable. The first thing I want to talk about is it is very cinematic. Like, you can tell they put some money into it. There's some CGI. Most of it looked really good. There's a couple things that are like, it's a TV show, so you can kind of see, but overall the CGI looks really good and has like a cinematic look, which is very different, like coming off of, if you're expecting it from the creators of The Office, which is not that look. So that is kind of a different thing here. But we got to talk about this cast because it is stacked. Of course, you have Steve Carell playing the main character. And he's playing someone who's different from Michael Scott, which I actually think is good because I don't want him to copy Michael Scott as much as I love Michael Scott. I wanted to see a new character, but he's able to play someone who's different from Michael Scott at a different life stage, but still he kind of has the couple of the Michael Scott things, and Steve Carell's great no matter what, and he's hilarious no matter what. And if not, one of my favorite characters in this is Ben Schwartz, who you might know as John Ralphio, as F. Tony. He's probably the funniest character in the show, and Ben Schwartz just plays him with the sort of energy that you just want him to be on the screen at all times. You also have Jimmy O Yang in here, who was kind of a surprise out of here, because I've only seen him do stand-up, which I just thought is pretty good, but to see him in a role in a TV show, I thought he's another big standout here. And then it's also great to see the late Fred Willard in here, who's also just a hilarious character. And then the rest of the cast is good, you have John Malkovich, Deanna Silvers, and some other people that are all great. And with the actors being great, the characters who play them are also pretty good. Like, you like all their personalities and stuff, but they don't really go through those big arcs. They have just enough, so they kind of have something, but not really these, like, big character arcs. And then, of course, you have to talk about the actual premise, which I feel was definitely not used to its full potential, and is probably the most disappointing thing about this show. Because from what it seemed like, and even how they kind of set it up, is Space Force was supposed to be the joke military branch, and the whole thing is pointless, and they have nothing to do, and they just sit around, like, kind of pointless. But with the show, they have some really important work. They always have stuff to do, some big stuff that actually happen, like, and they seem really important, like, even more important than some of the other military branches, at least in that moment, which just kind of like I don't see the point of making it the Space Force, which seemed like it was going to be a punchline, like the joke of it. If it's actually really important, like, why'd you even have to do it Space Force? You could have just made them, like, work at NASA, and it would be, like, the same thing. But, I don't know. And of course, as it is a comedy, we have to talk about the humor, and I thought it was pretty funny. Definitely not the funniest comedy. Definitely not the funniest jokes and stuff. I wasn't dying the whole time, but there were some jokes that made me laugh out loud at some points. There were quite a few jokes in, like, each episode, and they're spread out pretty well. But as it is, like, a comedy, I feel like there should have been more, but the ones they had weren't bad. Overall, I think a good comparison is the first season of Parks and Rec, because with the first season of The Office, there's some episodes I love, there's some episodes I think are good, and there's some episodes I do not like. But Parks and Rec, I feel like all the episodes are about the same level of quality, and like also here they're all about the same. They're all just pretty good. There weren't pretty drops, or there are a couple episodes I prefer more than others and stuff, but there wasn't big drops in quality and big like stuff. So I'll just round pretty good. So for grade, I think I'm gonna give it a B, right in between a B and a B plus. If you're a fan of Greg Daniels TV shows, then check it out. You can also check out my review for the Parks and Rec special up there in that corner. And if you're watching this in the future, you should see a playlist of all my Office and Parks and Rec videos. I'm gonna try to make a video for either one of those shows every month. This month will be an Office video. I haven't decided exactly what that video will be yet, but you can actually comment down below what you want that video to be. Please like and subscribe and keep watching Neek.